Do you work in a place where you have to wear a uniform? You ever wonder what it would be like if you could just express yourself even a little bit? Well, welcome to Players Weekend in Major League Baseball.
You are Locked On Diamondbacks, your daily Arizona Diamondbacks podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Diamondbacks podcast, your team every day. Baseball is my religion, the Diamondbacks are my denomination, and you are my congregation. So settle down in your pew of choice and enjoy the message. I do have another weekly podcast that I do called The Sports Truth. It's live every Tuesday night with my co-host Cheese. We are the 643 and Out guys, and you can find both of us on X and YouTube at the 643 and Out Pod. Now, guys, by listening right now, you are a certified member of the Locked On Podcast Network, which is completely free on all podcast platforms. You can also be part of the show by joining us on YouTube. Simply search Locked On Diamondbacks and leave your comments and your criticisms. I can handle them both. I have a passion for this game and for this team, our Arizona Diamondbacks. And if you're listening, I'm sure that you have that same passion too. So whether you're a first time or a long time, I thank you for making Locked On Diamondbacks your first listen every day. We will see the games as, well, actually, that's not right. What we're going to do today, as far as that part goes, we're going to look at some different things. We're going to look at Players Weekend, as I teased in the beginning. That is this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're also going to look at the promotional schedule that the Arizona Diamondbacks are doing for the rest of the year, the rest of August. And then we're also going to look at what we think and do a little prediction base on what we believe, or at least I believe, and you guys can give me your opinion here in the comments below on the record that the Diamondbacks will have by the end of the month. So it'll be an interesting ride, and let's take this journey together. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of year again. It's Players Weekend. And Players Weekend begins Friday and wraps up on Sunday with the 2025 Little League Classic between the Mariners and the Mets at Williamsport. And we love that. At least I do. I love that game in Pennsylvania. But let's go through a few things and figure out what Major League Baseball's initiative is with the Players Weekend, what the Players Initiative is, and how you and I can enjoy both of those. So let's answer the first one. What is Players Weekend? And as far as MLB goes, it's a chance for players to be themselves, to showcase their personalities, or help their favorite charities. The idea is to celebrate big leaguers for more than just their stats by telling their stories. And they do that in a way that connects with young fans and casual followers alike. So these stories will be featured and they'll be amplified in various ways, from in-stadium, some broadcast elements, and also on social media. So Major League Baseball is going to dive right into Players Weekend. And here's some of the ways that they're going to do it. Again, it kicks off Friday, continues through Sunday, and all teams in MLB will participate, no matter how terrible they are. So what are the themes? Because this year, what Major League Baseball is doing is there's a Friday theme, there's a Saturday theme, and there's a Sunday theme. So the 2025 edition will feature different themes every day, and those themes will be displayed in the stadiums and on their broadcasts and on their social media platforms. So here's a breakdown of each day's themes so that all of you guys can know exactly what's coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. On Friday, it's Off off-field interests. And again, a definition right from MLB is off-field interests showcasing players' passion and their interests off the field. So that's going to be the focus on Friday. On Saturday, they're going to focus on causes, focusing on charitable and community initiatives that are important to players. And on Sunday, it's going to be appreciation. So celebrating the people who helped them on their path to the major leagues. I like all this stuff. I really do. Now I like some of the other things that they're doing better, and I like some of the things they've done in the past really well too. But I have to give baseball some credit this time. I don't think they've advertised it like they should have. I barely even knew Players Weekend was coming up, and I watch all kinds of Major League Baseball content. But I like this, the off the field, so that it showcased their passion and interest off the field. I like the causes part, especially focusing on charities and community initiatives. And then the appreciation. I don't want to say I'm not a big family guy, but my family is, in different parts of the country. So it's not like we get together one big time or anything like that. So I do, though, like the idea. And I think you can still celebrate the people who have got you where you are, and they don't have to live right beside you or anything like that. You can celebrate them where they are, and you can celebrate them where you are. So I like all three of these initiatives, and I think that they'll really bring a nice spark here to the end of the middle of towards end of August here of the calendar in Major League Baseball. Here's a great question that I wanted to answer for you too. Will players be using personalized items on the field? Yes, they will. Now, they won't do special uniforms this year, which honestly is one of the things that I miss. I loved it when their nicknames and stuff are on the back of the jerseys. That was really cool, I thought. So they won't be doing any of that this year. No player nicknames, no slogans or anything like that. But players will get the chance to bring different items to life through personalized bats and cleats. It's a pretty neat deal. I'm not sure, and I'll have it over on our Twitter page. It is at LO underscore Diamondbacks. So LO, of course, logged on, and then the underscore and Diamondbacks. So we'll have it on there. Ketel Marte, I saw where he got his bat. Bat is a picture of himself and his mother in a heart shape, and then they're kind of surrounded by purple flowers on the bat. The bat is purple. So I really liked it. I thought it was pretty neat. And like I said, we'll put that over there on our page, and you'll be able to see that. There's also a thing if you go to MLB Network where you can see just how intricate it really is for a couple of these bat companies that make these specialized bats for the players. That's pretty interesting as well. I watched that earlier today. So a couple of things that you can do on our X page at LO underscore Diamondbacks. So players will be able to wear their numbers on the sides of their existing caps. So they're going to have special caps to have the numbers stitched onto the side of them. So it's a little bit different. And they'll have branded batting practice shirts before the game. So I haven't seen any of these shirts. Like I said, I don't think Major League Baseball's done a great job of advertising this year, because I would love to see some of these shirts. I would much rather have shirts than I would jerseys, even though I'm kind of wearing a jersey right at the moment. But I would be more apt to purchase those just because I'm a cheapskate, and they're going to be cheaper than the jerseys. So I would love to see some of these things beforehand and decide if I was going to wear something like that during this Players Weekend with them. So again, Major League Baseball, come on now, step up your game. You want to do this Players Weekend? Let's do it right, guys. So each base is also expected to feature a Players Weekend logo. Now, the last thing, can fans get their hands on some of these specialty items? And you absolutely can. After the weekend, players will have the opportunity to auction off their custom bats and their cleats on MLB auctions to benefit charities of their choice. Be sure to sign up for MLB Auctions newsletter to find out what custom gear from the weekend will be available for all of you guys to purchase. When I get some tidbits and things on stuff that the Diamondbacks will be doing. I'll be doing little shorts and stuff like that over the weekend, and I'll put that stuff out there for you guys to see and be able to bid on. So my takeaway from this particular segment here is I really like the idea of players being able to express themselves, and playing the game that they love. You may have seen the show yesterday where I had the blue camouflage on and I had the Hometown Heroes hat, which is this one right here. This particular hat I really like because it has the first responder stuff on. Let me put it up here a little bit for you. I'll cover up my ugliness and put this hat up here. So it says Hometown Heroes there at the bottom, and then you're going to have police. No, police is in the center. So firefighter, EMT, and then the Arizona Diamondback logo. Now myself, I am a first responder as well. Not any of those spots, but still a first responder, and I love to wear stuff like that. So I thought I'd break that out yesterday, and then of course we talked about the players' weekend today. The Arizona Diamondbacks have 6 more home games this month, and some really neat promotions actually. So what are they giving away, and when are they giving them away? And there's even a special weekend coming up that we'll talk about here in just a second, right after we give you this from Monarch Money. All right, have you ever wished that your money felt easier to manage? Absolutely, I think we all do. And with Monarch Money, it can. You can grow your savings, or maybe you're looking at a big purchase here sometime soon. Monarch Money puts you in the driver's seat and allows you to be able to personalize all of that stuff. In fact, it makes you your very own personal CFO, and it gives you all the visibility and control over your own finances. So Monarch Money is more than just a budgeting app. In fact, it's a complete financial command center. You can track your accounts, your investments, and your spending all in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're simultaneously building wealth. And who doesn't want to build wealth? Who doesn't want more money? Raise your hand if you don't want more money. I didn't think so. All right. And here's the thing that I really like about it. It's a one-stop shop. I can't stand all these places where you got to go to this app and you got to move screens and you got to do all this and over here and then look at this part of your portfolio and look at your other part over here. Nope, Monarch Money has everything in one app. It's a one-stop shop, and I really, really like that. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money and use code LOCKEDONMLB for 50, that's right, 50% off of your first year by using code Locked On MLB. You'll get that deal right now. All right, guys, segment number 2 is coming right at you right now. And we're going to look at a few things here. But first, YouTube is a great tool for you to get everything you need about your Arizona Diamondbacks. But in order to do that, please subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss a video. And also, we keep you informed. I'm very active on X as well. You do posts, we do reposts, we do some poll questions, and so much more. And of course, that's at LO_Diamondbacks. So the August promotion schedule. This coming Tuesday, when the Guardians come into town, you can receive a co-branded Suns and Mercury's hat with a special event ticket pack. Now, these special event ticket packs are a little bit different than most other things that we can do. So these are special tickets in a special section where everybody that wants this particular item all sits in the same spot. And then you're guaranteed the hat. So it's not like for the first 5,000 or 10,000 or 12,000 and you feel like you have to rush there really quick and you have to, speed to get there and everything else and, not grab the food and all that. You can enjoy everything because with that special event ticket pack, you're going to make sure that you get the hat and you're going to make sure that you get all the other promo items that we'll talk about here in a little bit when it comes to this special event ticket package. this weekend, I'm sorry, well, not this weekend because we're at this weekend right now, but this coming weekend is we're going to be in Colorado. And the week following that, we will be back at Chase Field here in Arizona. And that weekend will be Hispanic Heritage Weekend. So Friday, there's a post-game concert by Banda La Advicta, I think. So this is a really good thing. I like that the Diamondbacks are catering a weekend towards the Hispanic heritage people. So let me just read the press release from the Arizona Diamondbacks so that you get everything that you need to know about this coming weekend. I'm sorry, not this coming weekend, the weekend prior, the weekend after. Okay. So as part of the Diamondbacks Hispanic Heritage Weekend, the Arizona Diamondbacks are excited to host their third annual Puerto Rican Heritage Celebration on Friday, August 22nd. And your special event package includes a ticket to the game versus the Reds and a Puerto Rican-inspired Diamondbacks jersey. I've seen them. They're pretty darn neat. They do have limited sizes available, so make sure you get yours as fast as you can. This day will be filled with different ways to celebrate, with special performances from Miguel Mambo, De Leon, and more. Enjoy Puerto Rican cuisine pregame by stopping into Sofrito Tan Rico and El New Yorkana, or El New Yorkan, I think. So there are going to be those two food trucks that will be located in the plaza. And also, be sure to visit La Terranza, or La Teresa. There's no N in it. I don't know why I put an N in there. There's not one. So it's Terraza near section 300, where there will be fun things for the kids to do. There'll be coloring stations and dance performances, music, all kinds of different stuff. And everything that I just listed there, that I only halfway pronounced, are all going to be just Friday. All that stuff takes place just Friday. Then Saturday, the first 25,000 fans can take home the Reds, not the Reds. The Reds will be in town. It'll just be the color red. The red Serpientes jersey giveaway. Those things are sharp. I've seen them. I want one. I already have tickets. So finally on Sunday, you can purchase another special event ticket pack. And pregame, you can go out to the field and do yoga if you're into that kind of thing. And you can go do that before the matchup between the Reds and the Diamondbacks. And that is on Sunday. So you've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The whole thing is Hispanic Heritage Weekend. There's a concert on Friday with a limited jersey. There is another jersey giveaway, and it's for the first 25,000 fans. That's quite a bit, actually. So that one's going to be done on Sunday. It's the Reds. I said it again. It's the red Serpiente jersey. And then on Sunday, you can do yoga on the field. So a lot of different things you can do for a lot of different aspects of people's lives. And it's all going to be taking place not this weekend, but the following weekend at Chase Field with your Arizona Diamondbacks. I'll actually be there on Sunday the 23rd for the jersey giveaway. I'm really looking forward to it. And I will also get to see the team that I was raised on, which is the Cincinnati Reds. So I'm like a lot of you guys out here. I wasn't born in Arizona. I'm a transplant out, so I was raised outside of Cincinnati for a long time. I like the Reds as well. I'm here now, so my allegiance has changed to the Arizona Diamondbacks. I am a big fan of this team. So it's going to be a dream for me. It's going to be a really nice jersey giveaway, and it's going to be my two favorite teams in the same building at the same time. I can't wait for Saturday the 23rd to get that jersey and then to be able to see my two favorite teams. It doesn't matter who wins to me. I'm going to be on top no matter which one wins. But truth be told, I'm leaning to the Diamondbacks a little bit. Now, that was a look at the free stuff that you can get at Chase Field. And next, let's talk about how many wins we think your Diamondbacks can get on every Major League Baseball field. We'll do that here in just a second. All right, guys, right back at you real quick. No ads this time for the final segment of the Thursday edition of the Locked On Diamondbacks podcast. When we're done here, do you want a broader look at the game of baseball? If so, check out Locked On MLB Game Night, one of our newest Locked Ons that is associated with Major League Baseball. They watch every game, so you don't have to. And you don't just have to watch us on YouTube, of course. You can put us on in the car or while you're outside grilling, mowing, fixing the vehicle, washing it down, doing whatever you want to do outside. And all the different audio platforms that we have, man, we're all over the place here at Locked On. Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all kinds of stuff, man. There's like 8 or 10 of them. I can't even remember them all. But my favorite one, of course, I say it every time, XM Satellite Radio. I really like XM Satellite Radio, and it's honestly where I discovered Locked On. So I would encourage you guys to do the same thing. If you can't watch it, listen. Still the same thing. You just don't have to look at this. All right, so segment number 3, looking at the remainder of the August schedule. And let's talk about some predictions and where we think our Diamondbacks can be when the month of August concludes. So here's some predictions, and here's some numbers so that we can make educated predictions. All right, we don't do the willy-nilly stuff around here. We try to do things in the educated format. Okay, so we've got 4 against the Rockies, 3 against the Guardians at home. Then there's a day off on Thursday, and then there's 3 with the Reds. So we talked about all those giveaways that's going on. The Tuesday with the Guardian is the hat, and then the Heritage Festival over the weekend. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, with Thursday off. There we go. So again, 4 Rockies, 3 Guardians, 3 with the Reds, and then we go on the road for the rest of the month. We got 4 in Milwaukee and 3 more in LA to finish the month out. So let's look at what we've done in the first part of the month to kind of base everything on possibly what we're going to do the second half of the month. So first, the Diamondbacks only had 2 days off in the month of August. I don't know. It's a little rough. 2 days off in 31 days. So there's 10 games against teams under 500. And so far, we've played the A's and the Rockies of those teams that are under 500. And we are 6-1 in those games. Then we have 19 games against teams above 500. And we've played 6 games against teams that are above 500 already. And we're 3-3 in those. So I'm okay with that, right? You play even in the teams that are above 500, and then you beat the teams you're supposed to beat, and we've done that with the A's and the Rockies. So far, the Arizona Diamondbacks are 4-2 at home, and they're 4-2 on the road. A few episodes back, we talked about how important that was to get that home record at 500, which we have now. And if we can sweep the Colorado Rockies over the weekend, we'll actually be right there with our road record as well. So we're crossing our fingers on that one. But here's what I think is going to happen, and then I'll give you the prediction that I think we're going to get overall in the month of August. Then we're going to look at one more thing here before we go today, and that is playing the same teams home and away in back-to-back weeks. Now, give me just a second. We'll get to that. So I believe against the Rockies, let's say we'll go 3-1 in that 4-game series coming up over the weekend. Then I'm going to say we're going to go 2-1 against the Guardians. So we'll win 2. We'll give the Guardians 1. I don't think you can beat the Guardians. They're a pretty hot team. They're coming into town relatively hot. I mean, I know there's 4 more games between then and now, and they go on a losing streak. Maybe we'll adjust this a little bit. But I'm saying 3-1 against the Rockies and 2-1 against the Guardians. I like the Reds. I mean, I'm a little bit of a homer here, and this one's killing me. But I think the Reds are a little more talented pitching-wise than what the Diamondbacks are. So 1-2 against the Cincinnati Reds. Then we're going to Milwaukee. Ooh, that's going to be rough. Milwaukee is probably the hottest team in all of baseball right now. So I don't really want to say it, but I also want to be realistic all at the same time. We'll go 1-3 in Milwaukee. It's in Milwaukee. We'll win one of the games and lose the other 3. And then I don't really like what the Dodgers are doing right now. I think they're falling out of this race. Them and the Cubs are falling out of this race fast. So I'm going to say we're going to come back. And it's a crazy part of this schedule. You play the Brewers on Thursday at 11 o'clock in the afternoon here, Arizona time. And then they got to come all the way back out from Milwaukee to LA, and they don't get a day off in between there. Then they play the Dodgers Friday night. So that's a little bit of a rough patch too, but we're going to go Dodgers 2-1. So I'll review one more time here. Rockies 3-1, Guardians 2-1, Reds 1-2, and Brewers 1-3, and lastly the Dodgers 2-1. So then that means we'll go 9-8 on the remaining games in August. And if you combine that with the records that I mentioned earlier, we're going to look at August overall being 17-12. And you think about that, right? Now, don't get me wrong, we played 7 games against the Rockies and 3 against the A's, but we also played 3 against the Padres, 3 against the Guardians, 3 against the Reds, 4 against the Brewers, and 3 more against the Dodgers. Some really good teams in there and in this month. And I'm putting us up there going 17-12. What do you guys think about that? Can the Diamondbacks go 17-12 in the month of August? Let me know. Comment below or give me a shout out on whatever social media you're listening to this on or you're watching this on, and I'd appreciate the feedback. Lastly, here tonight, do you like playing the same teams both home and away in back-to-back weeks? Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of it because sometimes you get even the exact same pitching matchups, and I just don't like it. I'm not sure if it's a big thing for the player's perspective because they have tons of film on all of these pitchers anyway. I don't think it really matters to them if they face them back-to-back weeks or anything like that because they're going to be prepared no matter when they face them. So the preparation on every team overall is probably about the same, especially the teams in your division, which is going to happen, with the Rockies last week and this week. But from a fan's perspective, I think it gets a little boring, a little old, maybe a little mundane. And the other advantage I could see is for travel. I mean, I would bank with a travel company that could take advantage of selling a nice package where you could be home and watch a team and then go to their city and watch them, especially if they're a rival. So I get that part of it. Maybe that's something that Major League Baseball is exploring with some of these travel teams that do stuff like that too. I don't know about that. I'm not 100% sure about that. Don't have any inside information or anything like that. But you know what? Let me know what you guys think. There's a couple different things for you to chew on, a couple great things for you to comment on. So put those out there and let me know. Join this community. Let's build something here to where we all talk to each other and we all comment back and forth. So put the comments in the comment section on whatever you're watching or listening to, and all of us will read them and comment back. That's what this whole place is supposed to be. So that'll wrap up today's show. And thank you as always for making us your first listen every day, the Locked On Diamondbacks podcast. Tell a friend and share this episode on your social media accounts, and be sure to follow me on X at LO_Diamondbacks for more great content. Now let's talk about next week for a moment before we tell you all goodbye. Next week, we'll have our first guests on the show as Ricky and Robert from the Red Hot Reds podcast will join us on Thursday. We'll talk to those guys. And then we will talk about the Colorado Rocky Mountain High, and we'll preview the city that does rock as they come into town Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of the coming week. All that and more next week, right here on the Locked On Diamondbacks podcast. Now for your next listen, check out check out Locked On MLB as Sully gives you a daily look at the biggest stories in the league. And of course, as always, tune in so that you can stay locked on.